This is titled Eat a Butthole. Okay. School board meeting gone wild. Let's see what this is about, all right? Here we go.
One day you're going to have to eat the pussy. No, but he taught me how to eat a butthole.
Isn't it amazing now that minority voices are being heard, that they suddenly care?
There's a rape of a 10-year-old girl, graphic, in this book. It's heartbreaking. By no means should there be a ban on books. Don't mistake what I'm saying for that. There ought to be academic books in the school libraries. And this problem, I never imagined it would be at my alma mater. I went from 4th grade up to Stillwater Public Schools. I'm an alum. And we have books after book after book after book. This at the junior high. This book contains sexually explicit assault and battery. I hesitate to read it. I don't feel comfortable reading it to adults. 13-year-olds can check this book out. And you guys have bought it for them and provided it for them. And it needs to be corrected ASAP. Are you going to eat her pussy?
Sir. Yo. Sir.
Yeah, Earl, I'm going to eat her pussy. Do you even know how to eat pussy? No, not really. Papa Gaines never sat you down and said, son, one day you're going to have to eat the pussy. No, but he taught me how to eat a butthole. Yep, I would teach you some pussy eating technique, but it's a little complicated. Son, I don't have time for that. I got 20 pussies over here I need to eat. Is that right? I'm on a pussy deadline.
Okay. So this is a book that they found in the school library at their kid's school. First of all, regardless, let's just isolate this for a second. Let's just forget about the fact that they're talking about eating pussies and putangs for a moment. The writing is terrible. Absolutely trash.
It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There are 79 fucks in this book. 79. 51 shits, 11 dicks, 15 pussies, and 9 goddams, and the list goes on. And you guys need to fix it.
This is just not appropriate. To me, it's like if you had a section of pornography, video pornography for kids to check out. Get back to really teaching our children how to read well, how to speak well, learn science, learn correct history.
Books that are recommended for the age range that are well reviewed by professionals or award-winning must remain available for our children. A character taking an action does not mean that we endorse said action. It means that sometimes people take those actions. If we never give our children the chance to consider a broad array of perspectives, we're doing them a disservice and setting them up to struggle when they go out into the wider world. And since books that face challenges are often books that offer diverse perspectives, choosing not to add those voices to our classrooms can perpetuate existing inequities.
Oh, shut up. Okay. If my imaginary child came up to me and said that they were interested in dating someone, they had a crush on someone, my first response would be, first of all, how old are you? And second of all, let's look at your grades. Because if a child is doing poor in school, they can't read, they can't write, they don't know basic history, yet they're learning about eating buttholes, I sense that there is a lack of priority. The priorities are out of whack. Why are we teaching kids about this? I mean, we know it's to propagandize them. It's to create emotional kids. It's to create more lustful society. We know this. A more lustful society leads to people, just like I said, being emotional. And then you get into that territory of, oh, it's my choice to abort these kids. Well, we've been talking about sex since you were in school, so it's become sort of like a norm thing. So, yeah, I don't see the point of this, how she can justify this, but we know what the reasons are of why they have these books. But let's continue. We know the agenda.
The Library Bill of Rights, rooted in the First Amendment, has been repeatedly upheld in court cases, and it guarantees that parents can choose for their own child. In this most recent wave of censorship attempts, however, there's also an underlying attempt to discredit our public schools through grassroots movements that happen to be virtually identical across the country, thanks to networks of well-funded think tanks and political pundits and operatives, profiteers like Chris Rufo.
What I've noticed about these books...
What she just said, really quickly, what she just said was there was an effort across the country to stop the indoctrination of students, to stop students from getting brainwashed with pornography and gender ideology, thanks to political pundits, think tanks, commentators, influencers, YouTubers. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll be here all year, as long as it takes. You're so welcome.
Truth About Alice, Perfect, Sold, and Lucky were specifically named already. They're all from minority authors. I could walk into the high school right now and pick out books written by straight men that have depictions of sex, that have, can I say penis? There's no children in here, right?
Number one, stop smacking your lips like that, because every 5 seconds I hear that, okay? Second of all, the irony of him turning around to ask, are there any kids here? Can I say penis? The irony of you doing that, sir, when the previous gentleman just read some text from a book talking about pussy and buttholes, and you're wondering if it's appropriate for you to say the word penis because you're concerned there's kids in the room. Hello?
Have giant penises in the pages. Graphic novels. None of these people cared before right now. Isn't it amazing now that minority voices are being heard, that they suddenly care? It would be highly interesting.
Look at this woman. Look at this woman in the back. You see her? Let's go back. Let's go back. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her.
Heard that they suddenly care? It would be highly interesting if one of them got up here and pulled out a book written by a straight male that had straight intercourse in it and picked out that book. There is a book in the high school library right now that has a child raped in it.
Okay. What's the book? Tell me the book. You got the book name? Can you read some passages from the book? No? You just came to this meeting unprepared? Okay. Just gonna take your word for it? Mister. Yeah?
There is a book in the high school library that has children having sex in it. They will not mention these books.
Neither will you.
All straight relationships.
Neither will you.
Interesting how that works. Now that minorities are getting represented, they finally come out and speak.
Oh, shut up. I hate, again, hiding behind race and identity to avoid criticism. If there are books in a school library that talk about rape and sexual intercourse and stuff, okay, we can get into how explicit that is in comparison to what the first gentleman read. But again, I can't even listen to what you're saying unless you're going to show me what books you're actually talking about. Can you read these passages for me? No. Instead, you just on the mic. Yuck. Oh, man. Thanks for watching. If you want to keep my grift going, consider picking up some official merch by visiting nosisnos.com/Gothix or joining my locals community at gothix.locals.com for more content. As always, you can help amplify my message by giving this video a thumbs up and by sharing it online with your friends. Until next time.